Hollerin with Hollenbeck.
Holleback. Joey Hollenbeck.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening to another episode of Full Body Cast Presents Hollerin with Hollenbeck. We got Joey Hollenbeck on the mic.
Let's go.
This could be the first time you're listening, who knows? But we've got about 100-something episodes, I'm guessing, of just us hollering with Joey Hollenbeck. Joey Hollenbeck from my hometown, Enumclaw, Washington, Pacific Northwest. How do we know each other? Well, we went to the same school. He was a couple years older than me. He went on to be a phenomenal football player. Went on to play at Wazoo. Went on to the NFL. Played a few seasons in there. Also played in the what's the Arena League, and then came back up here in the Northwest. And so now we've just kind of been catching up for the past few years, having some beers, having some laughs. And just talk about the coolest and dumbest stuff you could ever think of.
True that.
Is that probably the best?
And your Vegas vacation.
And yeah, and surprisingly enough, we didn't talk about that last episode. We're not going to talk about it. We're gonna take a break on those for a bit.
You don't tell me what to talk about, bro.
Okay, all right, that's true. But we are going to jump right in. I did mention college. Where you went to Wazoo.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. What did you major in?
I got a degree in sport management and leadership.
What is that?
Sport management could be anything from athletic director to coaching to like being a groundsman, like for like major like stadiums, like how they switch the turf out and do all this stuff, super scientific stuff. Like, I mean, it's just a huge, pretty broad range. Honestly, like my goal was to go to the NFL, and I wanted to get a degree, so I did.
Give me anything.
Not to say it was a bad degree. It's not a bad degree. People have super success in it, but like clearly, I didn't follow the degree. Just like 90% of everybody else who gets a degree.
A lot of people don't. They go to college. What did you minor in?
Leadership.
And what is that? To a guy who has never even sniffed a college in his life.
It's like the leadership thing is more like being able to talk in front of people, being able to
motivate, drive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like it's really a lot of like being able to speak in front of people and being able to talk, being like motivated. I guess motivate people. Inspire people, which
you inspire me.
I just talk a lot.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. People, what I've learned is that people learn a lot from me. Not so much. Not so much.
Sorry, the Muppets just came out. There.
Not so much where they listen to what I'm saying. They're just like drowning me out.
You're a perfect like laugh guy.
That they listen.
You're like a laugh guy. You're like the perfect guy. Like,
what does that mean?
Like you got like anybody who's like good and has like a laugh guy, like me, I'm great. And then
then I'm
like,
the guy I'm the yes
laugh.
man.
Like,
I'm the one laughing. High five. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I am. No, but it's true.
But you are a good laugh guy because like
I'm easily entertained.
But you bring laughs out. You bring laughs out in me, and then I'm sure the audience as well.
I hope so. What
you
I've
don't
learned,
say anything funny, but you laugh at what I say.
No, I don't. I agree. This was my MO from day one, even in high school. I was class clown, Mr. HS, stuff that I don't even care. But okay, Cole Street, don't call me that. But I mean, these things. It's because if I tell a joke and it's not funny, I laugh at it with my funny laugh, and people laugh at the funny laugh. And so then it gives me that confidence to keep moving.
Shit is getting thick in here.
So who were your mentors, would you say? If you could right now, this is your life, have dinner with 3 of your mentors, who would you say you would sit down and eat with?
Just the 2 of us?
You got 3 mentors besides me, but you're going to have dinner and you're going to say, "Hey, this is where you mentored me here, and you mentored me here, and you mentored me here."
Okay, Tom Poe. Mike Price, and I would say
Travis Kenny.
No, I would probably say the third one, mentor-wise.
In life, in work, in business, in whatever. Not just sports.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point in my life, like 90% of my life is sports.
Would you invite yourself? Did you mentor yourself, would you say?
Yeah.
Is this a Snoop Dogg award show where you'd like to give a shout out to you? For you?
I'd like to give a shout out to Strength Shoes. Because I wore them and they made my calves huge.
Got them off. I got to also say a shout out to East Bay where I bought those.
For real. I bought them on East Bay.
I would lust at those Strength Shoes off of East Bay. When East Bay magazines came, it was just like, let me show me the kamikaze camps and show me those Strength Shoes.
Strength shoes with the cleats on them.
Ah,
Cleats. I had a cleated bottom, so I was like out in the grass doing work, son.
people were just like, look at that guy and his calves.
Nobody looked at me. I was just doing my own thing out on the football field at all hours of the day and night. Listen, kids, if you want to get to where you're going in sports, you got to put in work.
You got to.
I don't necessarily know if strength shoes was the key, but they did help.
Well, I remember I was going to school after.
I think they really. Sorry, go ahead.
Brian Scalabrine went on, did some cool things, and so they were like, he's in the weight room every day. That's what you need to be. And there's a point where I'm like, yeah, that's true. Could it also be a 6 foot freaking 8 and just like built? And he can, I mean, like there's some things. He's that's you're 6'8", you're built.
I don't know. Not all 6'8" are built.
Well, he's a little more built.
Not all 300-pounders are the same.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I was in the weight room every day too.
That's what I'm saying. But like you go in there, that makes sense. He goes in there. Like Travis Kenny goes in there. He's just like he's not going to be coming out and becoming the next.
Well, it's like the conversation we had a couple podcasts ago. I was like, "How's your workouts going?" You're like, "Great, I've lost like X amount of weight."
Yeah.
Like, how much do you do on elliptical? 10 minutes. Like,
yeah.
10 minutes should be your mark when you don't want to go on the elliptical, and you're like, "Screw it, I'm gonna have mind over matter. I'm gonna be disciplined here."
It's the same.
And then when you do 10 minutes, then you're like, "Okay, now I got to finish the other 20."
I couldn't do that. I would die. This is.
Trev, do you know that you could just walk? You can walk.
Do you
for 30
understand?
minutes. Just walk.
This body is the type of body. You know when American Pickers goes out there and they're like, "Oh wow,
American what?
Pickers or whatever," where they go and
The hoarder guy?
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, look at this! It's a 1940 Model T underneath these blackberry vines." That's me. That's my body. It hasn't moved in about 20 years, and it's always that idea. Oh, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to do a paint job. But it's just still sits there, and so you can't just start that engine. This engine's got to like be like brought back to life a little bit. So that's
Who's the mechanic?
oh, this is a piece of shit.
You're the mechanic.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is this mechanic's like, hey, listen, guys, like I understand that you want to go do all this, but this thing is going to get out on that freeway. You're going to hit that gas pedal. That pedal's going to go through the floor, ain't going nowhere. It's in a ditch. You got to ease this puppy back in.
Yeah, that's why you do 10 minutes the first day, and then you do 11 the next.
Oh, dude, couldn't do it. 10 minutes, and I did like 5 minutes, and I pretty much died. Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. I feel like there's a lot of spotlight of me working out, not working out. I think everyone just needs to take a look in the mirror for themselves. That's what I think. So
You don't want to talk about your workout?
yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many minutes do you think you've worked out this
I stopped working out. I haven't
this month?
I've been splitting wood, doing some of that.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, and like 3 pieces of wood.
Okay. 3 pieces.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get kind of deep with Joey.
Okay.
It's called the love languages. Have we talked about love languages with you before?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know the 4 love languages? Could you guess them off the top of your head? Do you already know?
I feel like it's like touch.
Yep.
It's like it's basically like giving.
Gifts, yep.
Gifts.
2 more.
Passion.
Quality time.
Quality time.
And the last one is words of affirmation. There you go. So rank those for you.
Touch.
Your touch is number 1. Mm-hmm. Most men probably would say that, but it's true.
No, it's just really who I am. Like if my head gets touched, like I feel like loved. Like you know what I mean? Like
which one?
Like my shoulder gets touched. Let's say that. I think that's what I meant. An idiot.
So, and then that could come from dudes too, like a high five, bringing it in for the real thing, like that whole thing. Do you feel like there's a little bond there, a little bit of
Not so much with dudes.
no?
Mostly with like
you don't
somebody
need to rub
that
your shoulders?
I really care about, or like what were quality time is up there. So I would say it's probably like touch, words of affirmation, quality time. What was the last one?
Gifts, quality time, words of affirmation.
Oh yeah, gifts. Gifts would be the bottom of the list.
So, do you feel like you give gifts to show appreciation to people? Are you a gift giver? You don't have to receive gifts yourself to feel anything.
I don't need to receive gifts at all.
But do you enjoy giving?
I love giving gifts.
And so then you show love that way too.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah. So it's up there. I mean, it's a love language. It's just, but
sure.
for you, someone could give you, a bear hug or an hour of their time at dinner, or they could buy you, some shoes. You'd probably take that hour, that dinner. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Quality time is huge for me.
Do you need words of affirmation too? Do you need to be told that you're great and awesome and
No,
fun?
but it's nice to hear that. I don't know anybody who doesn't like to be like,
Right.
oh, that meal was amazing, or
yeah.
thank you so much, or you're a great, like, quote unquote chef, or like whatever. No, it doesn't even have
You
to be
didn't do
food
that
related.
bad on Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, like you survived. Like you lived. You lived.
Oh, keep your eyes closed and keep breathing.
You're in the hospital, but you'll make it.
Stay with us.
You're in the hospital, but you'll make it.
Those are your words of affirmation. I'm giving you the gift of this IV.
You just got off Naked and Afraid. You're barely alive, but you did a great job.
You're going to give us a lot of ratings for that Tuesday night.
You were there for 3.5 hours. Thanks for having us fly you to Amazon. Thanks for having you. We're actually going to bill you. Excuse me, sir. That's not my love language. Excuse me, sir. That's not my love language. You're going to bill me?
I'm sorry. I'm a big gift guy.
Actually, gift is at the top of my list. So the flight to the Amazon, the 3.5 hours you had me out there on Naked
Those are
and
gifts,
Afraid.
and I feel really loved.
Thank you. Try to bill me, bitch.
Man, it's the love language thing is.
What about you?
Is so tough. I think I'm like, I'm a physical. I love just like playing cards, like just.
I love that too.
Or just
chess.
Yeah, just hanging, having a drink or two.
We play chess. We've been playing chess like every night. Like if we get some free time,
Yeah.
we'll like play like a game or two. It's nice. It like opens up the mind a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like quiet, but we're together.
It's
like,
a little competitive. It's
good. Yeah.
fun. You can put, that's me. Me and Jamie will play cribbage. My daughters and I will play like this like strategic board games and stuff like I don't. That's fun for me. I can lose, but I know that I'm just like that's when they like have that good time. So I'd say quality time. I do need words of affirmation. I created a Travis Kenny character because back when I was in high school, or actually junior high, people didn't like me. I was an overthinker. I'd talk about the dumbest stuff. Hey, so do you think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles could fight the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and who would win? Do you think like the Pink Power Ranger? Like I wouldn't be like that weird, but
You were.
Yeah, I was.
That's why I didn't talk to you till after school and after you had your first cocktail.
So then I realized.
I'm like, okay, this guy lost a couple of brain cells. Now we can chat.
So then
This guy's really overthinking stuff. Let me calm this guy down a little bit.
So then I realized you kind of have to have that. I know that we're an accepting community and we have to sit around and sing Kumbaya. But the reality is that kids get picked on no matter what.
It's horrible. I think kids are horrible.
The meanest things.
I don't think they're I don't think all kids are horrible, but I think like kids are horrible. Like it's just I think I don't know. Maybe girls are worse than guys.
Oh, for sure.
Like for
Guys
real, like is
rule,
how they
girls
judge and how they like do things. And I'm not saying that in a bad way
No, they
or
do.
stereotyping anything,
Yeah.
but like me having 3 daughters and like
Right.
hearing and seeing things that go on, it's just like it's horrible. Like I don't know. It pisses me off.
And we're not trying to mansplain anything. And by the way, for those females out there, mansplaining is when men explain something to a woman. But I get it.
Yeah, I guarantee you'd never do that.
No, I don't mansplain. But I did want to say this. I'm going to ask you this. What's worse, okay? A kid that acts like an adult or an adult who acts like a kid. What I mean by that,
I know what you said. Go ahead, finish what you're going to say.
when someone's insulting or someone's throwing shade, and I think that there's sometimes adults can act like a 5th grader and get weird with it, the way they will either like whether they post a comment or they'll do so. It's just like, dude, are you 40 years old? Or are you like...
It's dumb. Like, I would definitely say like an adult acting like a kid is worse than a kid acting like an adult. I think kids have a lot to learn, and I think kids think they know more than they really do because the life lessons and like
Right.
for like I'm a exact like example of that. Like I thought I knew everything as a kid. I thought like whatever.
Right.
And then as I got older, like even in high school, like I learned how to be humble and I learned how to like be kind to everybody and like be funny and be nice and
Right.
like
You
like
learn.
you can have literally you can have relationships with anybody that you cross paths with. Like it just comes down to being kind and nice and like talking to people. Like if I'm being honest, like that's my opinion. And like you get these people that are so stuck on like bullshit and agendas and
bullshit is...
and like
yeah.
everything that they think that they and like try to push it on everybody. And it's like, why? Like you and I might not have the same beliefs, but at the same time, like it doesn't mean that you and I can't break bread and like
Right.
talk, like and cut it up a little bit and like
Right.
be cool with each other, like all the other stuff and like doesn't matter.
Or
like,
just ignore me.
so, yeah, somebody
I'll ignore you and you ignore me, and we'll just go ignoring ourselves.
so many people like push like and get so pissed off about dumb shit. It's
dumb
like
stuff.
stupid. Like don't get me started, bro.
I won't. The thing I told my daughter, she's graduating this year. I've already mentioned that, but like we had a nice conversation the other day, and it was like when I was sitting on, in her room on her bed, and we're talking. She's kind of having some like, she's about to move out, so not move out, but move,
She's 18. I'm kicking her out.
yeah, she's about to graduate. She has to go to get a job or move, no. But it's like one of those things where it's like freedom's starting to open up, and I'm sitting there, we're having this adult-ish conversation, but she's sitting there in the same posture, legs crossed, like she was when she was in 1st grade. And I see it was like a father of the bride moment where I'm sitting there with this almost adult woman, and I see my little elementary kid there. But it actually helped me because as a dad, I'm like, I know how to talk to that kindergartner. I don't know how to talk to this woman. And so I just kind of just listened like I did when she was a kindergartner and just let her just tell me about like whatever it was, even though I kind of got in the trap. When they get older, their brains start getting more and more, and then you're like, okay, well now I can start really explaining things to them. They're still not listening. They still don't listen. They kind of absorb, but for the most part, they're not going to listen. So anyway,
once again, biggest thing.
Yeah.
Love.
Just love,
dude.
Yeah. Just sit there and let them tell you about whatever it
Most
is.
powerful thing in the world.
Yep. Agreed. Love languages. Did you even know we were going to go there? I didn't think we were going to go.
No, you really just hit me home.
I thought you were going to move on. I think
You
it's just
you
this
can take the rose out of your mouth now. Bro.
Thanks. It's been hard. It's really been hard to talk with it. All right. So here's another one. Runlands. Okay.
Dude, get me going on Runlands. What do you got for me?
Okay. So this is gonna blow your mind.
It's still my go-to spot, and it has been. every single time I've ever been to Enumclaw, I go to Runlands, and it stems from I used to live about, 2 blocks away from it growing up, my whole childhood, and my bus stop was right next to it every day. So I was in Runlands on the daily.
So Vera,
and now I'm still pretty much there on the daily.
Vera is there on Saturday morning. She's my bus driver for my daughter, and I saw her because she's like, "Hey, come in. I'll make you a peppermint mocha." And I'm like, I walked into Runlands, and I'm like, I actually don't think I've ever been inside of Runlands in my entire life. Maybe once or twice. Maybe
Bro, Runlands used to be the spot. Runlands has, still to this day, you can go buy a box of lemon heads or Boston baked beans or whatever for $0.25. When I was growing up, they were like $0.10. But, dude, you used to have Jolly Ranchers. They were a penny. And, like, dude, I used to army crawl into the, like, where the coin stash was.
Yeah.
Grab a handful of coins every morning. In my mom's
I just see some hot dog fingers, just some Vienna sausage fingers, just going up onto a counter, grabbing it out of a dish, and just
straight sausage links, dude. I'd slither in there, and I got caught a couple times. My mom, Joey, what are you doing? Me? Oh, nothing. Drop something down here. No, you didn't. And like, literally grab some change, dude. Every day, if you had 50 cents, you get freaking
anything.
I think they were like 3 cents at Jolly Ranchers, so you get a shit ton of Jolly Ranchers for 50 cents, like the little ones.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You have a little baggie with you. Last you 2 days.
Well, I didn't know this, but they just changed managers or owners. Now Thomas Savage, I don't know. Sorry, Tom. You're a great guy. I don't know how to say your last name. But anyway, he's one of the Patreons. So
he's a Patreon?
For the podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Yeah, he just took it over.
Yeah. So so I go there to get this peppermint mocha that she made me. It was delicious.
You've never been to Runlands.
So, but I looked around, and there's a ton of pet stuff there too.
Like all the dog stuff in there now.
Yeah, and so then I kind of asked Vera about it. And here's the thing: I was hosting my mom's Mother's Day, and we were gonna have that turkey, and we were gonna do all that food for her Mother's Day. I was telling you about that.
Wait, did you do the mashed potatoes too?
Yes.
You did a Thanksgiving for Mother's Day.
Yes.
You never told me one thing about that.
I said on the podcast the last time we recorded.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you were helms deep into some drinks, but
no, I just didn't remember you saying. I do remember you saying that, but not really.
It's okay. So I went to Runlands, and the thing is, my house stunk, and I was gonna have people over, and the dogs just reeked. They have a dog washing station there. She shows me it. It's like a car wash. You put some quarters in, some money in. You put them into this bathtub thing. You chain them up there, and then you just wash them like it's even got a dial. Like you go to the manual car wash. It's crazy. My dog smelled great.
Delicious.
I almost said delicious there.
Yeah, you did.
The turkey smelled delicious.
You know what else is weird is that like you are now like that dog guy. So like having a puppy is like super cool, right?
Yeah.
And then it grows, and then
It's still. Yes.
Yeah, similar to the last podcast. But do you realize? Do you guys people don't realize that once all your kids are gone and the dog's still gonna be there, and then so then you're
definitely.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that one through, did you?
No, I got. Here's the thing, pal, friend. I've got people in different area codes. I almost said hoes. I don't have hoes in different area codes, but I got people in it. That dog. No word. I'm not worried.
Not scared.
I'm not scared. I don't have 4 or 5 pups I gotta take. I just got one.
With a neutered and spayed?
It's neither, but you know.
Okay, you're about to.
Bob.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Okay, you're good then.
Bob. What's the guy from Bob from the Price is Right? Remember?
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. He would not be proud of me right now.
Dude, I will say this. I used to have this like growing up. We had this. I don't know why we even had dogs. It was so stupid, but we had this like yellow lab. Name was Bear. And like, this is probably why I don't have animals, because the pound came and got him and like put him down.
Oh no!
As a kid, and it, like,
That's so traumatizing.
it was so traumatizing. I was so pissed. Like, my little chubby ass walked down the street to the neighbor I thought that did it, knocked on the door, and just was like in tears. Like, why'd you do that? Like, but he used to bounce for like the day, and I think he was just like a Snoop Dogg video would just go to Pound Town all over the place.
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
And then he would come home and just chill, just kick it. He was there. He was there when I got home from school. That was my dog. I loved him. But then that happened, and now I'm like,
well, I'm not going to go down that road again.
nope.
I don't know. You know, we
He's
told
a good dog.
Okay, here's the full behind the scenes. Okay, so
Why'd you get a dog?
when Jamie and I got together, she had a dog, and it was a rescue. Her name was Reba. They filed down the teeth. It was a hunting dog, so it was just, you know, he did not like men in hats. I think maybe his previous owner wore a hat and beat him. I don't know, but so we had this dog. He was he's at the age when he was like probably about 15 years old. He was old, slow moving, had hips like you. Just didn't even
Still work like this, though.
But, you know, well,
I can still walk.
Well, one day, I've told this story, but I'll tell it again.
Oh, boy.
One day, I go outside, like I normally do, to let him go out, or let her go out, Reba go out, and this dog is nowhere to be found.
Bounce.
I cannot find this dog. I finally find her after searching. She's wedged underneath, like I just put her out there like 5 minutes before. She's wedged herself underneath the stairs, like in the smallest spot. And I'm like, oh, she's doing the weird thing where she's probably going to die, and she's going to go die in peace somewhere, kind of a thing where they act weird.
You just lay next to her and start petting her. She bites you.
Rabid. I turn into a werewolf. No, so I bring her back in.
Is that why you're always so foamy at the mouth when we do this?
Yeah, no, I actually...
You?
Yeah. I have Mr. Who was the coach? Mr. He would get foam on the side of his
Schwartz.
mouth. No.
Mr. Schwartz.
Probably Schwartz
Junior
would.
high.
Junior high, but high school, Hagen. Hagen would. He was my.
I love Hagen.
He was a great guy, but I remember being in driver's ed with him, and he'd just get talking, and they would start frothing on the side.
Chewing that gum.
So anyway.
Yeah, but now you go to McDonald's. Can I get a 6-piece McNugget and a Sprite?
Don't say that at all.
Can I get a Sprite,
No.
please?
Anyway, back to this.
No,
So
but seriously, your Salisbury steak was so good. And I'll have a Sprite.
I tell the
You
kids
just wiped your mouth.
again because now I'm all self-conscious. So I tell the kids, like, hey, everyone pet Reba. Reba's probably gonna die.
Gosh, you
soon.
bite somebody.
So no, Reba. Yeah, everyone petted. Kane started to sniff a little bit. He was, probably 12, 11 at the time. Probably 12, sniffling. Anyway, kids go off to school. Jamie goes to work. I go to work. I work across the street. I come home on lunch to let him out. I come in. I don't hear any pitter patter on the old hardwood floors. I'm like, oh, uh-oh. So I look around. Reba is dead, stiff as a board, on its side, and tongue out. Got the barf and the drool coming out.
Okay, go on.
Okay. I called Jamie. Hey, Reba's dead. She starts crying and she goes, hey, I'm coming home. Are you going to tell the kids? I'm like, we'll get the kids. So then I call my dad and I say, hey, Reba's passed. They have property out there in Selleck, and he's got a Terramite. He's got this like backhoe.
Little backhoe thing.
Yeah. So he loves that thing, man. That thing should be another. It could be, name it. It could be a son of his, because he's always looking for ideas. And so I call him. I'm like, hey, Reba passed. Reba's dead. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm digging a hole.
Exactly. He just goes, this is exactly how I went. Hey, Dad. Reba's passed. Dead. Just found her dead. He goes, oh wow. Is everyone okay? And I'm like, well, we're gonna go find out. Tell him.
Grab a six-pack. I'm going to dig a hole.
Just like a little bit of a... All right, well, see you tonight. I'm going to have that hole dug by the time you get here. Just ready to go. So I go and pick up all the kids.
I'm sorry, honey. No soup and sandwiches for me today. I'm going out to dig a hole for the dog. For Reba.
He even made a wooden cross and wood burned Reba into it and all that stuff.
That's cool.
So anyway, I go pick up the kids. I pick up Matt and Megan, and then I go to pick up Kane. And, they're getting pulled out of school. They don't know what's going on.
You said you picked up Madden and Reba.
Matt and Megan, and then I'm picking up Kane.
Okay.
And then Kane comes, it's the school. That was the best part, by the way, sitting in school and hearing over the intercom at elementary school. Mr. Robertson, parents are here to pick up Travis, or whatever. It was just so nice to be like, sweet, I'm out of here. This is great. But so because you have Kane come to the main office, his dad's pick him up.
Middle of oceanography, Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Mr. Oster. Mr. Oster's been flexing this whole time. I can't handle it.
Thank you, Lord. He was jacked.
He was jacked.
He used to work out with me every day.
I'm sure he bench pressed you. The guy was legit. The guy had muscles on top of him. He was the Lenny Dykstra of oceanography teachers. But hold on. Let me finish the story. So I tell Jamie, hey, I'm bringing the kids home. Take a blanket and cover Reba with it. And then if the kids want to see the dog, then they can see the dog dead, but they're not going to walk in and see it and be traumatized. And
why didn't you just pick up the dog?
Because I was going. I was.
You found the dog. You should have picked the dog up,
Probably.
wrapped it up, and
Probably.
then put it in your vehicle.
Well,
and then from there, just been like the dog passed, and then you put it in the ground with the blanket on it.
Yeah.
But good call.
Hindsight's 20/20.
We're just gonna leave it here.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Rigor mortis.
So.
And then we're gonna get the whole family here.
Yes.
And then from there, they're gonna watch me pick it up.
Yeah.
Trav.
So anyway, I go pick up Kane, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I said, well, I it's got to take you home. And he's like, am I in trouble? And I'm like, no, you're not in trouble. No. And he goes, is Madden in trouble? And I'm like, wait a second. Why is Madden going to be in trouble? Like, what do you know that I don't know?
You just flipped the script. Actually, yes, she is. What happened? I want to know everything.
And then he goes, is it Reba? And I'm like, this is it. He's the one that's going to cry. He's a sensitive. Yeah, he's just like me. Cries at Disney movie. That's me. He's like, well, everyone dies at some point. No big deal. Let's go.
Dad, can you play Snoop? Dad, turn on the 22s. I want to listen to Snoop and
so
be able to hear when I'm 13.
When we get home, and I follow the kids in the house, and I told Jamie to drape a blanket over
Everybody
it.
just steps over the dog and goes to video games?
No, that's... I was picturing, you see the news, blanket over the body, maybe just the shoes are sticking out,
Yeah. Just a couple hooves hanging out.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Maybe a tail. Jamie has tucked the dog in like it's a bed.
Oh boy!
And left the head out. In fact, took a little bit of the blanket and draped it around the head, framing the head with the tongue out, eyes rolled back, and just.
Oh boy!
And the kids are. I'm like, this is what I was trying to avoid. Kane immediately burst into tears.
Tucked it in.
Like.
Hey, babe, hell of a job on that one.
And she was just crying, laughing because she realized what she'd done. So anyway, we go. But so then I told the kids, I didn't want a dog. I did not want a dog, Joey. I didn't want a dog. This is what I'm tying this in. I said, when we buy our new house, we will get a dog. When we buy a house, I don't want to be a renter, which I was at that time, and have a dog.
How long did it take after you signed the papers to get a dog?
We signed the papers. I think it closed in 1st of October, end of September, and we had a dog by November.
You're such a lightweight.
There you go.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. I think that I like dogs. I do. I think that they play a huge role in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
What I don't like is walking into the podcast room and him jumping on me and attacking me and not having any discipline whatsoever.
He's also 6 months old. I'm sorry. I'm working on that.
Okay. Read some more books.
You know that a puppy's a puppy until like they're 2 years old? I don't know how many books I can read this guy. He's not listening.
He's 14 at that point. They're not. I mean,
I'm reading. I'm gonna
you're
read.
really like Trav. What are you doing tonight? Well, all your gamer buddies. Hey, Trav, where are you at, bud? You? I'm reading the Golden Retriever Handbook.
It's actually a lab.
It looks like a Golden Retriever. It's not.
I probably think it is. I don't know.
Is it purebred?
It's a purebred. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got it from freaking one of the Rossi Posse, Jason Patterson. Was Patterson a Rossi Posse?
Yeah, but that thing's a mutt then.
No, they bred it. They bred it with the
Patterson's breeding dogs now.
They had a pure and a
hustle.
pure.
Hey, can't knock a side hustle.
What are you doing? I'm teaching. I'm coaching. But guess what I really got going on here?
I coach, I teach.
Breeding dogs.
Got a whole kennel farm out back. Got a heat lamp on the puppies right now.
You want one? Can I interest you in one?
Sign me up.
Yeah.
No, don't sign me up.
Yeah. No, I saw Aaron Mayer selling like freaking black labs for $500 a piece.
There's definitely money in it, but you got to raise them for 8 weeks and do whatever. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, Trav. I'm
I'm
gonna stick to the real hustle.
What's that? Cats?
Yeah, I have these hairless cats, like Dr. Evil.
Oh, here I am being the laughing guy
dude,
again.
It's gonna be. Let's get to the nuts and bolts. It's gonna be 70 and sunny all week.
Dude, how depressing that at the end of May, I'm just like, it's going to be 71.
And sunny.
Like, I'm so excited. I'm jazzed on it right now.
Dude, it's probably going to be UV 6, 5,
Yeah.
6. Perfect tan and weather.
Just crisp, yeah.
Get some of that Maui lotion on you.
Oh,
Hawaiian Tropic, maybe?
dude.
Oil.
Get me ready for Arizona. Get me ready for Arizona and Vegas.
What is your plan for Arizona? Did you figure that out yet?
Look, I just realized something this week.
You don't have a plan.
These people, the youngest person I know is going is me. The second youngest is, I think he's like turning 50 next year.
What? They just needed another body to pay.
I can't say no. I'm horrible at saying no to things.
You can't say no.
I'm tough at saying no to things that like are no. And then these guys are probably in their 50s to 60s. They're raised in the 80s. I'm now picturing. It's dawned on me.
These guys are going to be in bed by 7:30.
No, it's dawned on me. They're not going to be with their wives. They're going to be down in another state. Like, I'm a little bit. Oh, receipt just came through.
Oh, your wife must be there.
Yeah. Oh, Safeway.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But anyway, these guys are, raised in the 80s and 90s. What did people do in the 80s and the 90s for fun?
Cocaine.
Yes. I'm afraid. I told Jamie, I'm like, dude, these guys
80-year-olds aren't 60-year-olds aren't doing coke anymore, dude.
50 to 60, I don't know.
No, dude.
Definitely weed gummies.
Doesn't mean you have to do them.
Well, I know.
It comes down to discipline, Trap. I can't say no. You just painted the picture perfectly. I just can't say no.
I just did, didn't I? That's the other thing. It's gonna be 8 of us. I've never been to a strip club before. What if they want to go to a strip club? Like
60-year-olds is
now it's the cocaine's kind of far fetched, but the strip club, and I'm sitting here going, do I just say no and just sit on the couch and say, hey, no, gonna catch a little Netflix and Hulu? Notice we got a little. I'm gonna tidy up around here.
No, you just be like, I'm gonna wait in the pool for a few hours
by myself.
Do you even know these guys that well?
No, not at all.
Why are you going?
I know one guy decently well.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Dude,
it.
And you, oh my gosh, Trav, will you call me from now on before you make rash decisions? Because why in the world would you be going to Scottsdale?
I don't know.
With 8 dudes and you know one of them.
Barely. I'm not
and
barely, decently.
And you're how old?
Turned 40.
Turning.
Just turned it. You were there.
Yeah, 40 years old.
We got crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're 40 years old.
Yeah.
And
like I'm gonna be you,
and everybody's 20 years older than you.
It's gonna be John Elway, and I'm gonna be seeing horse teeth. That's what it's gonna be like.
Oh, Elway's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they wild? Have you asked the dude that you do know? Are these guys wild? What are they gonna do? What are we doing? What's the plan?
No,
like
he's like this. He goes, you wake up every morning. We go golf. We have breakfast. We go golf. We come back, drinks by a pool, and then watch the NBA finals while we're just fighting off sleep the every night.
I would venture to believe that, like, what's Jamie say about this? Because like my significant other would be like, who do you know and what are you doing? Like, why?
Jamie knows that I just do dumb, like not dumb stuff, but she knows that I'm just do stuff. Like she's like, oh yeah, sounds. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it.
You just in a hoopty in Compton? What the hell? Why'd you get shot? Well, I was in. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, no. Jamie went on a girls'
no
trip,
voice or reason,
and she stayed at an Inglewood hotel.
You need some
a couple years ago. Like that just happens. Like we just.
You need some voice of reason.
Do you want to go?
No, absolutely not.
We can split it. We can split.
I can make friends with anybody though.
I know, me too. That's how I am too.
I know, but like, I'd like if I'm gonna spend the money,
$800 for the week, just for the room, and then
room.
Yeah, everyone gets their own
house.
It's we're renting a house, and everyone gets their own room. Like it's a massive house in Arizona, pool.
What if it's a swingers thing and it's just like, what if these dudes are into? What if this is like a nothing wrong with this, but what if you guys go golfing and everybody's putting from the rough?
Is that even a thing?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying.
Well,
like,
Jamie's not going. It's just me. It's a guy's trip.
What if?
Yeah. I don't know. Something to tell the kids when I get back.
You can't say no.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I didn't have I do this with everything,
dude. Trav,
it sounds fun.
You need to commit to people that you know. You go on trips like that.
I like the
now
guy. I like my friend that invited me. I do. He's a great guy, very cool guy, and he's fun. And so, but then I'm like, and then I also kind of know
how many people does he know? All of them?
Yeah, he golfs with them every year. And he's like, dude, he goes,
I'm sure
and he
honestly,
says, you
I'm
will
sure
have
it's
the most,
going to be a blast.
And that's what he said. He goes, you'll have so much fun here. By the way, you're cooking a meal, and we're all going to judge you. I'm like, great.
I'm sure it's going to be a blast. I'm sure these guys just want to get away from their wives and like whatever, and like in the heat, kick your feet up, like eat some good meals, drink,
pool,
sneak into bed with you,
touch you,
just like
touch you with your. Take you out for a ritual.
Accidentally open the door while you're in the shower. Things like that.
Oops, is someone in here? I didn't know.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't know. Honestly, dude, I'm sure you're gonna. Honestly, guys like that, happy-go-lucky guys. I'm gonna be freaking awesome when I'm 70. I'm gonna be awesome when I'm 80. I'm gonna be even more awesome when I'm like 102.
That's definitely not happening. You have the heart of a horse. It's going to go out at some point. You're probably
don't say that ever again.
102 is not happening.
Yeah, it is.
There's no way.
Yeah, why?
Because I mean, like you're gonna have like freaking Al Roker wish you a happy birthday at 100. I mean, He'd be like 140, but like
absolutely, Al Roker would be like, and this is Joey Hollenbeck, 102. This is the This is the Smuckers, and I'll be like, me just over the top. Can you add some sausage gravy to that?
The most binding thing you can think of. I mean, you've got 70. Yes, I agree. You'll be 70. 80. Yes, I agree. You'll be 80. 90 to 100. I don't know, man. I don't know if anyone can do that. That's tough.
People do it, bro.
People do it, but that's tough.
No, I'm gonna do it. It's a mindset. And I eat a lot of rice.
You know, my great grandma, she died at 104. She chewed like chewing tobacco since she was
like the plug, cut it off and chewed it like Red Man,
and spit in a Folgers can next to her bed.
She chewed for how long?
Since she was like 15 years old.
See,
every day she had chewed every day.
I know. See, don't judge me on how long I'm gonna live, bro. I'm going the distance. I already have my mind made up.
I have a bet with Craig Bentley who's going to die first, and then we get
I
into
don't,
something
I
at
don't
the
like talking about death at all. I've had a lot of death in the last year or two, but I will say, God willing, I'm going the distance, bro.
Okay, but will you speak at my eulogy? I'm giving you that. I'm giving, since you're going to beat me, I'm going to die when I'm 75.
Don't tell yourself that. Juice WRLD continued to talk about dying, and he's dead. Killed him, dead.
That is the most random stat I think you've ever thrown at me.
No,
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Have you ever watched the documentary on him? He rapped about death. He spoke it into his life, and then he's dead.
Well,
I'm speaking 102 into my life right now.
Why not 103?
102 is pretty good.
I don't know if I could do 102.
Why?
By then, dude, we'll be getting offed. We're old. We're a burden to society. They'd be like, all right, you're not bringing anything to us.
I'm going to be doing steroids and human growth hormone, and I'm going to look the exact same I do right now.
Just jacked?
Never done it in my life, but I'm going to.
Just jacked?
Yeah, jacked and tan. I'm going to have a tanning bed. No, I'm joking.
I'm going to go cryologically freeze myself every night when I go to sleep for a moment. Extend it. Yeah. Extend the life just a little bit.
Why not? Dude, by then we'll probably have stem cell, all this craziness. Like
can't die, won't die.
Can't stop, won't stop. 300 pounds of sweet meat, 102. I'll probably be about 128 pounds of sweet meat then.
More?
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant. Like almost 600. Oh, well, 320.
Just a full cow.
Figure 320. I'll be 440 then.
Dude, you know what we were belly laughing at? My
crane?
My 600-pound life. That's what it was.
That was good. That was good.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for bringing all those questions that you said you were going to ask me. That's really good. That was
anytime, man. I asked you. Want to recap?
Yeah, go for it.
I asked you about concerts you've been to. I asked you about the food thing. I asked you about your life. I asked you about how those headphones fit on your head.
Do they fit well?
They look like you got a headache.
They're just tight, just pinching
cheeks. You look like you got a mouthful of marshmallows.
I gotta cut this now because you're roasting me now.
No, I'm sorry.
Like these marshmallows.
I'm sorry.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Let me throw out. Do you have any shout outs? Do you want to give any shout outs? No big deal if you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go for it.
I do have shout outs.
Yeah, let's go. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Okay.
Lost Beach and Enumclaw, go check it out. Enumclaw Safeway. Best meat department around.
Starbucks too.
No, I'm not worried about Starbucks. Enumclaw Safeway. Best meat department around, I feel like. I like QFC. Overpriced. I don't need to get into details. But shout out Enumclaw Safeway.
Very nice of you. I'm shouting out Kellen Hall, Holly Graphic Madrid, Adam Kenny Art, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson, Veronica Lara, Ben Illman, Jamie Roberts, Jamie Kenny, Apollo Dillo, Jackson Zyduk, Sasha Carey, Russell Brandon, and the owner of Runlands, Thomas Savageau.
Joey Hollenbeck.
And Joey Hollenbeck for riding my coattails this entire time.
Don't drink that Kool-Aid.
Have a great week. Hollerin with Hollenbeck.
Holla back. Joey Hollenbeck.